Hi, Brian. How are you?
Well, how you doing?
I'm so good. I'm still getting this all situated, as you can tell.
Right.
Can you see two of me?
Do what?
Can you see two of me?
I see a live view, and I see like a preview of, I guess, a picture of you. Yeah.
Awesome. I'm gonna have to figure out how to do three of me. Hi,
Tony. Tony.
You're joining us to mix it up.
I will show you how to make three of you.
Yay!
Just one's fine enough for me because I'm an ugly bastard.
Oh.
You can never have too many Anges.
Right?
I still need three. So, Brian, I was so excited for you to come out with us and join us on Mix It Up Monday. You have some wonderful work, and you totally like to mix it up.
I do. I'm a mixer.
Ange, before you start,
yes,
you're gonna have to make me co-host so I can record over here.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that's right. Hi, Tony.
Tell me when I'm ready.
You are ready.
Hello, Tony.
Yep. It actually changes the buttons. So.
Aww. So Steve don't need to push the buttons. Now we make Tony change buttons. What a way to mix it up on Monday.
Mix it up.
Yay. So, Brian, can you tell us a little bit more about what you do?
Well, I can do a million things. But what I do is I smoke a lot, for one thing. I like to write music for people, give them a chance to record, maybe a song, maybe give them, help them out with their dreams, because there's a lot of people can't record your guitar or play guitar. So people just sing. So I just provide music for people who want to write a song or, or just practice or whatever, That's what I do. I'm just a musician.
You do provide a lot of music for a lot of people.
Yeah.
All over BandLab.
Oh yeah. Don't know how, but it just flows through my veins, man.
And you've managed to make it all over the world.
Oh yeah.
You have some great musicians that you work with, from the Damned Old Hillbillies to We the Others.
Right.
Can you tell us about some of the people that you work with? From the Damned Old Hillbillies? Let's start with them because I love them.
You got Tom Benz. He's from Germany. He's a wonderful singer, and he plays spoons, plays the harp, plays bass. He's just an all-around talented guy. He's I don't see why he's not famous yet. And then you got a guy from Thailand, Chatawan. He plays banjo, dobro, and fiddle, and he's another musical genius. And you got Tom Callahan from Connecticut, and he's just a beat master. He can play any style from jazz to metal.
Callahan's from Connecticut?
Yep, Tom Callahan, yep.
Really?
Yep, he's from Connecticut.
Tony just moved from there.
I wish I knew that 5 months ago. I just moved from there.
He could be your neighbor. He could have been your neighbor. Now you know it.
He would have been.
They're all cool, very talented guys, and I'm blessed to work with any of them. Because to me, I don't think that I'm a great artist. I mean, I get told I am, but to me, personally, I just like to jam and do my thing. But other people are some people are obsessed with me. I don't know why or how, but I'll take it. But I'm just blessed to be playing with these people.
It's because you like to spread the love like me.
I do. I like to help people out, write music and stuff like that. I don't know. I just like I like having a helping hand where I can, you know.
I'm so excited you're here. It's
yeah.
so nice to finally meet you after months of emailing and messaging. And
Right. Well, I'd say come out and see one of the shows, but there's no shows going on.
Not yet. We're supposed to open back up in April.
That'd be nice. Right around spring.
And you're local to me.
Very local. I traveled only from Philly up to here when I started playing up here, and then gone to New Jersey a few times, played in New York, and members of the band have played all over the place. Guys I play with.
Well, I definitely want to come jam with you when things open up.
Sure. I have the Phlegm Cave is downstairs.
Okay.
That's my music room, and that's where the band practices. There's always a drum set, a bunch of amps. I myself own a 5-string bass. And I use that for the recordings up here upstairs. Good for bothering the neighbors.
Yeah. Well, your creativity is like mine. It's wild.
Oh, it's why I'm into music, you know. And now I have more time for it. It's great. So I'm always bugging the drummer. And I send him some weird song, a weird idea. It's so hard when you can't get together to work on it. To say, here's what I need here, going back and forth. But we'll be putting out more videos soon. And I'm looking forward to getting them out.
Where do you come up with your songs?
Usually,
is it like the title that comes first, or?
No, it's the idea. Well, they come from different angles all the time.
Okay.
Sometimes somebody in the band will just mention something like water heater. We're downstairs in the Phlegm Cave doing some recording, and Matt Roman, who's one of our bass players.
I know Matt.
Sure, everybody knows Matt and Alina. Yeah, he saw us as a duo. Me and King Bedrock were playing as a duo at the time. He said, "What happened to your bassist?" And I said, "Well, we don't have one yet." He said, "I'll play bass for you." So cool. So he did a bunch of our recordings, and did nice. And he had the 5-string bass, and me and Tom both fell in love with that low pound.
Oh, is that's how you got influenced to buy one?
It's all Roman's fault.
It's yeah. We both start drooling when we hear it. So, you know, but he's so busy that he really can't do everything with us. So sometimes we duo, but we have another bass player. But I said, you know what, I got to buy a 5-string bass. So at least we can do the recording and I can take care of that. Yeah. We also have Felix Wheatfield. You know him too?
I don't know Felix, no. I've heard the name.
Multi-instrumentalist.
Does he play down at the Leather Corner Post? Because I've seen Matt Roman down there quite a bit.
Yeah, I don't know if Felix played there. He's played a bunch of gigs with us. And I've also played with him on drums one time. I had a gig up north beyond the Poconos or somewhere up there. I forget. But he played drums and I play guitar, and he said, "I know all your stuff." Well, you only heard it once, but he just picks it right up. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible, talented.
Yeah, he is extremely talented.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
and once the open mics start opening up, I have a great open mic in Easton I have to take you to.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. It's a blues open mic.
Is it new?
No, Rob Fedorczyk has been doing this for about 13 years.
Then I probably heard of it or read it in the paper somewhere and said one of these days, but
I'm going to make that one day your day, one day.
Well,
Hi, everyone. Thanks for coming. We have the amazing Emma McKay with us tonight. Woo!
Hey.
I'm so excited. Emma, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And how are you?
I'm great. I'm so excited to meet you. You have been one of my favorite artists since I came to the Band Lab.
Thank you. I'm glad you like my music.
Absolutely. When did you start playing?
When I was very young. I used to play with my friend when we were like 8 or 9. we didn't speak much English then, but we made up our own words and we made music songs in English.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's
fun.
when you start having fun.
Yeah.
And really
absolutely.
loving music.
Yeah.
Now,
who are your inspirations?
Now, when you were doing those songs, then, why did you choose to do them in English? I'm kind of curious.
Ooh.
Yeah, because all the shows we were watching on TV were in English, and all the bands and all the artists we liked, they sang in English. So we wanted to sing in English as well.
You were emulating the music that you were hearing. And because you were hearing in that language, it was more natural to do it in that language. I've never gotten a chance to ask somebody that who sings in another language like that. That's a good explanation. They're playing what they're used to hearing. So it's the influence of that music that caused you to sing in English, because you do it immaculately. When she told me that it wasn't your first language, I wouldn't have known listening to the songs.
Thank you. I do sing English better than I speak it.
Oh, you speak it better than I do. So at this point, you're already ahead in the speaking.
Thank you.
That was a great question, Tony. Who were your inspirations, Emma? Because you were saying you had listened to a lot of different musicians and things like that when you were younger.
Yeah. We usually just listen to the top pop, Britney Spears and the Backstreet Boys. I love the Backstreet Boys. They were my favorite, absolutely. But our parents also used to listen to a lot of music. So we had Springsteen, and there's a band here in Norway called DDE. It's kind of country-like music. And we used to listen to those a lot. So, but I do listen to all kinds of music. So I don't know who my inspirations are actually. All of them.
You have a lot of folk in your sound. You have a lot of folk in your sound, and curious where that comes from, because it's a nice classic folk sound with a twinge of country in it. But folk always has a little country in it, but it's a strong folk sound.
Yeah, I used to listen to a lot of Larkin Poe, the earlier Larkin Poe CDs. So maybe I have it from there. I think that's some folk in there. I think.
And if you do a lot of acoustic guitar singing, singing on top of acoustic guitar, it lends itself to folk. It's kind of like you have to do folk if you're going to do acoustic guitar jamming.
Yeah, kind of.
Well, one of your latest songs I seen was I Hope She Makes You Happy.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about that piece? Maybe how you wrote it?
Yeah, of course. It's a song about when I separated from my husband some years ago, and he found himself a new girlfriend. And I just sat there and I was thinking a lot and crying a lot, of course. And I found that song a few weeks ago now. And I thought I'd just make it into a better song. I rewrote it in some bits and pieces in there. But it was just really my way of saying to him that he deserves to be happy. And that I'm sorry I couldn't make him happy, and I hope she does.
Well, it's definitely beautiful. I know. This is the only piece I played for Tony because I've been leaving you a surprise.
This is what she teased me with. But it's like a little therapy there as far as getting some of those emotions out in a way that music helps sometimes, just to go from anger to, acceptance. Yeah, it's my way of dealing with things. When I think a lot, I sit down and I write and I sing.
Well, that's beautiful that you're able to actually take something negative that happened and turning it into something positive.
Yeah.
That's very difficult to do in that type of situation.
I'm very happy I can do it.
Absolutely. Oh, you're beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Be glad you can, because people who can't get pent up and they give themselves ulcers and other ailments because they don't find a way to get it out. It's important to have an outlet, especially when you're going through things like that. Those songs sometimes make the best classics and the best songs because they're so emotional.
Yeah, I agree.
Music is definitely good medicine at that time.
Yeah, sure is.
Yeah.
Hi, Leela.
Hi, Angie.
I am so excited to finally meet you. It's been forever and a day.
Really, it has.
And she has been talking and talking about it and saying, "Oh, we're gonna get to meet Leela all week."
Yes.
It's such an honor.
I was even playing your music today.
Oh,
I gave you a shout out, and I was playing some of your music earlier today. I believe we also played her on Wednesday for Whip It Out Wednesday. So we're definitely sharing you. Like, I love you so much.
Oh, thank you.
You have an amazing talent.
Oh, thank you. That means a lot. It really does.
So when did you start doing music? Tell me more about you.
You know, I've always loved music. It's it was the first thing I could do. Like when I was 5, I was inspired actually by The Little Mermaid, Ariel, and I tried singing her songs so often, and you know, I sounded like a dying cat at first. It was my parents, every time I would sing, they'd be like, "Oh Lord, here she goes again." But I don't know, like I always loved it. I started writing my own songs when I was 8, and then from then on, I kind of unofficially, you know, I was in my own world whenever I would do music. And just last year, I think in April, I started BandLab, and that's when I started exploring, you know, and expanding my voice and everything. So,
So BandLab was definitely the one that really got you.
Yep.
You have been busy.
I have been very busy.
I've seen you. Yes, I've seen you all over the place on there.
I mean, it's the first time that I'm putting myself out there. The first time I ever decided to sing in front of anyone, a crowd, was my first talent show. That was school year 2019. I did it in my junior year. I sang my song, New Beginnings, on the ukulele. And that was the first time ever. Sadly, I didn't win, but it wasn't about that. Nobody really heard the lyrics, so I think that was the problem, because the acoustics in the gym were really bad. But it was my first time, you know.
Actually, if you got to sing in front of the crowd and get through that, then you did win.
Exactly.
Because that is a big win.
Crazy thing was, like, I was nervous at first when I was, like, sitting on the bleachers, but then when I got in front of it, I looked at all those people, I'm like, hey, guess what? I'm doing it, not you. So, you know, I gave myself a little bit of credit. I was like, you know, I got this. And I wasn't nervous anymore. I looked down on my ukulele and I thought, okay, you know what? I'm going to do it. And a lot of people cheered, so I was really proud.
When did you start playing the ukulele? At what age?
Actually, I started playing it 2 years ago. The only reason why I started playing it was because I wanted to perform that talent show, but I didn't know how to. Initially I wrote New Beginnings on the piano, but I didn't know that they had like a keyboard or anything for the talent show, and somebody else was using it already, so I had to find a way. And I asked my teacher at first if he could play for me, but he wanted to teach me instead, so he taught me how to play those 4 chords that I was using. And eventually from then I just like started playing on it on my own. My mom got me my own ukulele, and now I'm, you know, I can't get away from it. I'm pulling so my fingers bleed, kind of.
And that's the beauty with the uke, is that they're very easy to pick up on. You know, they're designed to be expressful instruments where you just have to learn the chords. And
exactly.
It's much better for like, you know, vocal expression. It complements those who, you know, it's simpler than a guitar, but it still has the same kind of impact. Plus, it tends to be brighter and fun.
Yes.
It helps. I think it helps songwriters really like figure out their melodies and things when they're writing their songs. It's a great instrument for that.
It helped me find my voice, actually. Like, when I was, I feel like, this might just be me and my spirituality and everything, but I feel like when I'm with the ukulele and I'm playing it, the vibrations of the music are like, they're resonating with my voice, and I feel like I can find my tune, or my tone, and everything. Like, I find my voice.
There you go.
Like, yeah.
Yes. That's how you find your voice.
Yeah.
You know, you feel that resonance from inside out.
Exactly.
Let me ask, with your songwriting, where do you get your inspirations from? Because you are an amazing writer.
Thank you. Honestly, it's hard to say. Like, I love writing. Even if I'm not writing songs, I will be writing in general. Like, I guess you could say journalist. Like, I write whenever. Like, there was a time where nobody would listen to me, and I think I projected that in a lot of my songs. And instead of, talking to people, with me mainly maybe was my problem, I wrote it in a diary. And so I read a lot too. I read a lot. So I kind of I pick up, I don't know, expressions, I guess, from books I've read, from songs I've heard. I have, as my boyfriend likes to say, a mind of my own with a mind of its own.
You're you.
Exactly. It flows.
And a lot of this is like thinking out loud. That
yeah, exactly.
When you're writing those emotions, it's like thinking out loud in sound.
Exactly. Yeah. And the songs, they write themselves. All I do is I sit there, I close my eyes, and I think of what I want to say to the world. What is it that I want other people to know? And sometimes there will be times where I'll feel like writing a happy song, maybe, or other times an inspirational song, or maybe I'm sitting there and I'm not having a good day, and I'll write a song
sometimes those are the songs that end up being the best, most therapeutic for the writer, and the most popular to those who are like, oh, I'm having a bad day too, but now that I'm hearing the song, I'm feeling like it's a little better.
Yes, definitely. I think the biggest goal that I have with my music is to give whoever's listening that kind of lend some kind of sense of, maybe, I don't know, that you're not alone. Kind of, I know, when I'm listening to music and I'll hear about somebody else dealing with depression or dealing with something that, I can resonate with, then I will feel at ease because I know that I'm not alone. And another goal that I have is I don't know if you guys have ever felt that, but maybe you have this thought in your mind and you're worried about everything that's going on maybe in your daily routine. And then this one song plays, and that one moment you're actually listening to the lyrics and you interpret them. Oh God, I can't talk today. Interpret them totally differently than you usually would. And it just feels like that song was meant to be somebody.
Oh,
yeah. That's what I want. I want at least one time my song to be able to do that for somebody where, it'll be playing somewhere or something and they'll just think what, that was meant to be. I know now what to do with myself, or I know that I can relax now, or something like that,
Definitely.
Oh, I think you're going to be doing that all the time to people with your songs.
Thank you.
That's the beauty of writing good songs and putting your heart into them is
right.
People will feel it because others feel the same way. We talked about this in one of our other conversations in one of our interviews where, writing music is like finding other kindred souls sometimes. Sometimes that's why we do it, is to find others out there who are feeling the same way. And those who hear it and connect to it and say to you, I feel what you're saying in there, then you've got a kindred soul.
Right.
Not only that, your vocals seem to reach everyone.
Did you
ever have vocal lessons?
Never. Everything I do is self-taught.
Oh.
Natural
talent.
That's great.
I said,
it's always good to learn to develop more, but you're a natural. So, that's coming out naturally. The things that teaching will help you with is to teach you not to hurt your voice or damage it, because it is a really important muscle. So, even those who are natural at it can damage it if they don't learn certain techniques and things and respect the muscle for what it is.
Right. Yeah, sing smarter, not harder.
Yeah. There you go.
Love it.
There you go. Good girl.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining Tony and I tonight. We have an amazing artist from the UK. Hi, Faye.
Hiya.
I am so excited. This is an honor to meet you.
We got someone from across the pond. She's across the pond.
Yes.
It's a big old pond, isn't it?
That's how they say it, right? It's across the pond.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, across the pond. Yeah. Yeah, we're just our COVID restrictions have just been lifted slightly as of yesterday. So I'm a little bit hungover because the first thing us English do is we're allowed out and go and get drunk.
That's the first thing I would
do. Exactly.
That's awesome. So what are your restrictions over there?
So now I think we can meet outside with people. We were in like complete lockdown. We weren't allowed to meet anyone at all outside. So now we can go in people's gardens and but there's no restaurants, pubs or anything open still. They're open in April, I think. So yeah, you can just go out for walks. I actually went around my sister's house, which I wasn't meant to, but that's all right. You won't tell the government. Oh yeah.
That's your family. So Faye, I am so curious about you and your history with music. What age did you start? Tell me about yourself.
So it's weird, really. So I just sang one day in the car with my mum. I think Whitney Houston was on, I Will Always Love You. And I must have been about 10 years old and I was belting it out like you do as a kid. And then my mum was like, you can sing. And then that's when I just started singing. And then one day, I think when I was about 15, this girl laughed at me when I sang. So then I didn't sing ever again until I was like 24. And then went for a nasty breakup with my daughter's dad. And then I started writing at 24 because I couldn't write before. I tried. I always wanted to, but I couldn't. And then, yeah, it's just sort of progressed from there. And then I started recording songs on my phone from YouTube and stuff. And then, but it was really amateur recording. You know what I mean? Like really, really terrible. So luckily, lockdown, I come across BandLab and then I can make stuff properly. And I've just sort of progressed from there, really. I've been on here, a year in May, I think, roughly. So that's pretty much the extent of my musical history that way.
Wow. So you've had a journey on and off
how many people we get? We get a lot of people who have been on for just about a year and a half, which is how much time I've been on too. Go figure. Seems like everybody we have has gotten on around the same time.
Yeah, right before the lockdown. Because I went looking for it. It's not well advertised, is it, BandLab? It's not like it's all over Facebook. Click here to make.
You got to stumble on it.
Yeah, exactly.
You either stumble on it or you're looking for Cakewalk. I found it because I was looking for Cakewalk. And so they now own it. So if you want Cakewalk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Cakewalk's a great recorder for your computer. But, they give you everything you need right on the phone. So a lot of people really just jump on and use their phones.
Yeah, it's amazing what you can create in like 4 hours, isn't it? Off your phone.
Yeah.
And it brings the musician out. It brings the musician out in a lot of people. I mean, a lot of people who would normally not try to write or do something with music, but they have that music inclination. I think it's really helpful for that.
Yeah, definitely. I was saying to someone the other day, I said it's going to, once all COVID stuff is all finished and someone like recording companies stumble across BandLab, some of the talent that's going to come out there is going to be ridiculous, isn't it? Because it's all natural. It's not, created by them. It's all natural talent.
I think it's the new place that talent scouts and studios, engineers and record companies, this is the new place where they're going to go look.
Yeah.
Up till now, they were starting to hit YouTube and find the YouTube artists. But when you have a music platform like this and it's filled with musicians, BandLab really is more about musicians than music fans. You have music fans, but it's really more about being with your peers and finding people to collaborate with and things like that. I think the studios are going to go look there to find their talent in the future.
Yeah, they should, because it's packed with it, isn't it? Absolutely packed with it. And I have so like a couple of friends that say like, oh, why have I not got many fans and stuff? I said, everyone on this app is an artist. They're not your fan. Do you know what I mean? We're all in the same boat. We're all the same. Yeah, exactly. No one's below you. Everyone's an artist. If you know what I mean. Not the fans.
Kind of nice.
It is.
I go on Facebook. I don't know what the hell I am there or who the hell I'm around.
Yeah.
At least on BandLab, I know.
I love it. And I love your voice. So don't ever quit again, okay?
I won't. No, this is definitely built my confidence. It's nice that, because like your family and stuff, they're like, yeah, it's really good. But they know you, don't they? So it's not the same, is it? As a stranger listening to music, being like, oh, yeah, this is well good. Like, it's different, isn't it? I think.
Okay.
It's been such a long time. So it's great to see you.
Good to see y'all again too.
Yes.
After finally getting a clean bill of health. Feeling a little better.
Yes. Well, I want to hear some music, Bo. I have been like deprived of Bo Smith music. Make sure you go ahead, BandLab, and find Bo Smith at Bo Smith Music. He's there. He's on YouTube. You can Google him and find him because he's an amazing artist.
Right. I guess I'll start out with one I wrote called Our Heart.
Do it.
Nights are getting colder, so I'll build a fire, and you can come on over, and we can dance for a while. I love to feel your body right next to mine, as our hearts are beating in 3/4 time. We get lost in the music as I twirl you around. It feels like we're floating 10 feet off the ground. To be in this moment, a waltz so sublime, as I'm falling in love in 3/4 time, as our hearts are beating in 3/4 time. Just had some company roll up.
Well, that was awesome, Bo. Yay!
Thank you.
I want to jump in that with you.
Oh, you want to do
that?
That
is such a catchy song.
Yeah, I had Danny Crusanelli, I think's his name. He come in and did some guitar parts on it on BandLab.
And you wrote that?
Yeah, it's on. That's one on my album.
I love that one. And there's a YouTube video on there too. right? You have that one on YouTube. Yes.
Yep.
Yes, yes, yes.
I think the acoustic version video. I don't think I ever made another video of it. Like the full band.
Acoustic is beautiful, Bo. And watching you do it live is freaking amazing.
I hear a train coming now.
Yeah, I've got lots of trains. I live like not even a block away from a train.
I didn't know if that was you or me.
No, you got lots of trains down there too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, this time it is definitely moi.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for coming to Whip It Out Wednesday as we have a very special guest with us tonight. We're going to go ahead. We're going to play some Bobby Test and we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to take some links also after 10 o'clock and we're going to jam it out with you and whip it out tonight on Whip It Out Wednesday. I hope you all enjoy and have lots and lots of fun. Hi, Bobby.
What's going on, Angie?
It is so awesome to see you. Hey,
it's
what's
great
up,
to see you
stranger?
too.
Where are you? There's Jeffrey. We've got some great artists tonight. We got some great music, and I want to learn more about you, what you do, your music, where you started, and where you plan on going.
Well, I'm excited to share it with you.
Yay, 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 yay. Okay, so
we're...
Go ahead.
Go ahead, shoot.
No, I want to hear from you.
I was going to say, when did I start? I was 15, I do believe, in the back seat of a Pontiac Aztec. And I wasn't forced to rap, but it was like they went in a circle in the car and it got to me and I was like, no, I'm good. Not going to do that. But peer pressure,
just one
as
day
always.
Felt it?
Yeah, and we'll see. And I kind of selfishly thought that what I said was better than everybody else in the car. So then after that, I kind of started doing it in my head when I was by myself driving around, and it's accumulated to a talent, I do believe.
That's freaking awesome. So you started at 15. You started with like freestyling and going ahead and throwing out lyrics. When did you start actually like sitting down to write? Was that also at 15 or?
No, I actually just started writing about a year ago.
About a year ago. That's incredible.
Maybe a little longer, maybe a year and a half.
That's incredible. Yeah. Did you ever play any type of instruments?
I played drums in high school from 7th grade all the way through high school. So
that's awesome.
I've got some percussion underneath my belt.
That's awesome because I'm horrible at drums.
If someone would have told me I'd have been singing, I would have called them a liar.
And look what you're doing today.
I know, ain't that crazy?
Let me ask, how'd you find BandLab?
What a tangled web we weave. Actually, I found it from one of my buddies that used to rap from Scott City. And he told me about it. And I kind of got on there and I listened to some of his music. And it kind of made me just want to start recording and see if I could make something sound better. And gave up, I suppose. So now it's just me and old Jay Frost on the lab. In my new acquired Angified family.
Yay! That's awesome. Well, the Angified family welcomes you, and it's going to be so awesome to work with you, do some collaborations, write some stuff together, and have a lot of fun.
I've already met some pretty cool people, and I've already got some, like RJS. He worked on a couple of my songs the other day, and he absolutely killed it.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Whip It Out Wednesday. I am so excited you came, and I am so excited because we have Chuck Z. Ah! I've been waiting for this for such a long time. Welcome, Chuck.
Howdy. How you doing?
Tony, are you ready for this?
It's always awesome when Chuck's in the house. Glad to have you on board, Chuck.
I'm glad to be here, Tony. Thanks a lot, man.
So, Chuck, you are an amazing artist on the lab and off the lab, and I have to say, I need to know more. I need to know where you started because you are just amazing, whether it is your songwriting or the way that you lay down tracks or your ideas, your creativity. So I have to know, where did this come from? Was this mom, dad? I mean, it had to come from in the womb and genes, no?
No, not at all. Not even close.
Really?
Yeah, that's
Aunt, uncle, cousin, teacher.
no. I just I mean, I've been playing music my whole life. You know what I mean? I started off playing the trumpet when I was a little boy. All through school, I was a band nerd. You know what I mean? Played in marching band. I played in jazz bands and stuff like that. Uh, I was going to go to Berklee College of Music at one point, but I couldn't get the money to go there, so that fell through. So I went to college.
Cheap.
Yeah, I couldn't make the ends meet on that, so I went to college and did the political science thing. I was going to be a lawyer, but I didn't end up being that. So I became a police officer. But I always liked music. I stuck with playing music, even though I never did anything with it as far as professionally or even on the side. I've always played. I put the trumpet down many years ago, and I picked up the guitar because I always wanted to play guitar when I was young, but it was always such a strange instrument to me. My dad played guitar when I was young. He played bluegrass, and he used to take me to bluegrass festivals all over the place. And he played
that
bluegrass.
explains some of your sound. That explains some of your influence.
Yeah, my dad and my uncle used to take me to bluegrass festivals all over West Virginia and whatnot, because I'm from southwestern Pennsylvania, which is right on the West Virginia border. So we used to go to bluegrass festivals all over the place. And but I tried to play guitar when I was younger, and it was such an awkward instrument for me to learn. I had a hard time learning it. I didn't start picking it up until I was
especially
around 19
going from
years
trumpet.
old.
Yeah.
That's a big switch from trumpet to guitar.
When I was about 19, I was living on my own. I borrowed an acoustic guitar from my dad, and I bought a chord chart, and I started learning some chords, and it started coming easier to me at that time. And so I started learning some chords, and then I started just playing by ear to some CDs and whatnot. And I always loved blues. And so I was listening to like stuff like from, I also played harmonica too at the time before that. So I was listening to stuff like Willie Dixon and, these old time Delta blues guys. So I started trying to like play that type of blues music from the stuff I was playing harmonica to. And I was really into B.B. King, and the older stuff from the Chicago blues scene. And I started picking up on a lot on the Chicago blues by ear. I never took any lessons on the guitar, unfortunately. I wish I would have, but I never did. But so everything I learned on guitar was all by ear. So there is limitations to my guitar
blues
playing.
is one of those ones. Blues is one of those ones where lessons aren't. Blues, you don't have to necessarily take lessons to get assimilated to a guitar. I mean, once you learn that like first blues scale, it almost is a feeling genre. You can feel out blues.
And we have a special guest with us tonight on Angified. It is our own Dick Roar. Let's give it up for Uncle Dick and Laundries.
What up?
Hell yeah!
Woo!
a hell of a way to come in.
Thank you.
That was awesome. So you have to tell me a little bit about Laundries real quick before we start asking you more and getting to know you a little bit more. Because in the description, it says the lyrics were done by Donnie B. I love you, my brother. Love it, don't you? And so I kind of just want to touch on this real quick before we move forward and learn more.
Okay, well, the lyrics were done by Donnie B., whom is my brother-in-law, whom he really doesn't do music, but he's a hell of a poet. You know what I mean? And
that is a form of music.
It is.
Well, yes, but it's music. It's songs without the music. So he sent me the lyrics, and I originally tried to put that to music, the first cut I had, I hated the music to it. It just didn't fit. So here on BandLab, I searched through a little bit, and I found this one here, Dislocate, and I put it on, and I put my headphones on, and I just started singing his lyrics to it, and bam, that's what we come out with, baby. And I fucking absolutely love it. I love it.
Awesome. I love it too.
That's all I got. That's all I got to say about that. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Beautiful.
It is. It's a beautiful thing.
Absolutely beautiful. It is. It's magic.
Thank you.
Yes. And to be able to connect with your brother-in-law on that level.
Yes.
That's a whole different plane. Like, I love it.
Absolutely. Well, he's married to my sister, so yeah, and for they've been married for like 10 years, and I never knew he wrote poems and shit. I never knew that.
Wow.
Until just recently, I wrote a song about him. It's on my shit. It's called Donnie Truck Driving Man, Take Me to Pakistan. It's just because, we got such a good bromance that I just love him so much, man. It's my bro. It's my bromance. You know what I mean? They live up in Michigan, and I live down here in Florida, and so I only get to see him a couple times a year. So it's like when we spend time together, we spend time together. You know what I mean? So and then I never knew that he wrote lyrics. I never knew he wrote poems. I didn't know that.
And now you do.
Yeah, now that you know.
Yeah,
now
well,
you can go.
Me, I got a fucking dictionary from him now. You know what I mean? Ever since I did that song, he's like, well, damn, if you like that one, I got a million more for you. I'm like, come on, baby.
I love when that happens.
Yes, that's awesome. Yeah. Look, unbelievable. Unbelievable. And
so it sounds like you got a really strong family bond. Let me ask, where did it all come from? Obviously, mom and dad, but where were your influences there? Tell me about you, Ricky.
Well, my dad really doesn't like music at all. I mean, he'll listen to it while he's traveling or something, just for some ambiance, let's say. But my mom was a piano player, and she grew up with Elvis and Jerry Lee and all that. And she's the one that really inspired me to start loving music. And, and just to hear her, like when I used to hear her, God rest her soul, she used to play some like Jerry Lee, some boogie woogie, boom, ta boom, ta boom, and
no, that must have been fun growing up with that.
And,
yeah,
it was. But you know, the thing was, Dad was real strict, and so it's like the only time I could listen to music when Dad was at work and shit, you know. So, but I mean, it's like me and Mom would sit around and jam out to Elvis and Jerry Lee, you know, all them good old dudes and shit, man. And that's like where my basic influences came from, was from old school, old school blues. And
that's where some of that rock and country, some of that rock and country in your gruntree comes
exactly.
from.
And then
Gruntree.
Yes.
Gruntree.
Gruntree, yes. Get it right. Gruntree. Get Uncle Dick shit right, baby. Come on. Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
That must have been.
Holy Moses.
This is awesome.
We should have just. There you go. It works.
I love it.
Does that work or not?
It's better.
It's
I like
it's better.
Yeah.
The N and the G are still backwards, but the A's right. It's in the right spot now. Just the letters are still backwards.
It's knocked it off the wall.
It's been Angified.
No, it's been Angified.
Now it's Angified. Oh man.
That's right.
That was cool.
Now we're just fine.
I tried. Now
I love it. That's great.
It's the thought that counts.
Why? Why?
I love it.
Spent so long on that sign for you.
So, Evil Cathedral, I have to ask, where did you come from with your music and your inspirations? What was Mom and Dad doing when you were in the womb?
They were, well, I'm from England, obviously. I'm from an area in Oxfordshire. Do you guys know where Oxford is? A little bit? No, they, it's, okay, what about... Okay, you wouldn't know that. So yeah, I'm from near a place called Oxford.
I know where London is.
Everyone out. So you say you're from England. It's like, oh, you're near London.
Is it near London?
No, no. It's about an hour's train ride to London.
Okay, so
I mean, an hour's not far.
Is it?
It's kind of it's down. It's south. It's south.
Okay, so
it's down south. Not quite as far down as London.
Okay.
But it's above there. And yeah, I'm just just from a little town really. And not a lot happens there. So, you know.
You have to make it happen.
You have to make your own excitement by creating a world inside your head. And that was music for me. So yeah.
Did Mom and Dad listen to music or play any instruments, or uncle? Like,
no, my dad was a rocker. He had long hair. He had a long feathered earring.
I remember those days.
I mean, yeah, you should find yours out. Yeah, he had a leather jacket, a motorbike. Favorite band was AC/DC.
Oh yeah.
But apart from that, no one else in my family is musical. It's just weird how I was the only one who sort of gravitated towards it. But there you go. I guess I'm the enigma. I'm the other one out, which I don't mind really. It's good to be. I'm the green and yellow sheep. Yeah.
That's it. Green and yellow.
Green and yellow sheep. But yeah, but I just love music as you guys.
Did you get involved in music in school?
Do you know what? I remember this horrible memory of me singing in front of the class. Ugh. And I was the only one who took part in singing in music when I was at secondary school. And everyone was just laughing, and I still kept going. So I'm surprised I still carried on with singing after that. But I just carried on, you know, kids are mean at that age. So I was like, they're just being mean, you know, like you can do it, even though I probably did suck, you know. I was probably about 12. So, okay. But yeah, as I got older, I just thought, yeah, I'm not too bad, you know. I'm not as bad as I thought I was. Hopefully you guys agree with that.
Absolutely. Did you play any instruments?
Yeah, so I took piano lessons a very, very, very long time ago, and I forgot most of it. So now I play by ear and I play what I know. But yeah, so I do. Yeah, just keys. I'm trying to learn guitar at the minute, okay. But the strings are terrible. So I need to buy some new strings, and it's weird. It sounds really crap. Like I started to play a few chords, and I had a friend come round. I was like, "Is it me?" And she's like, "No, your guitar is just terrible. Like you need to buy like a good guitar."
That's the thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad bought me my first guitar when I was 15, and it was terrible. And
was it?
He was hoping that I wouldn't play, and it sounded bad. And I just kept it up. I was like, well, yeah. And finally, you know, for Christmas, I was like, well, this crappy guitar. Let me get a new guitar. And they're like, yeah. Are you gonna play it? And I'm like, oh, I just drove them crazy, basically. And they bought me a really nice guitar, so they kind of
cool. You wormed your way in.
Yeah, they fostered it for me, and honestly, what you said is so true because it's hard as hell to learn how to play. I mean,
it's so hard
into it, and
yeah,
I don't have the patience for anything anymore, and I don't know how I did it as a teenager because I'm terrible. I'm the worst. It was the worst. Anyways, yeah, I sympathize with you there, but yeah, stick with it. I mean, as an adult,
I'm gonna give it a go.
It's a lot easier to.
It's my New Year's resolution for next year is to play a fucking song on that guitar.
Nice, I like it.
If you ever need any help or anything, I'll be glad to, you know.
I will take you up on that offer.
For sure.
It's time to whip it out Wednesday. We have Inkbox 360 with us tonight. And it's all about the location, baby. Yep, you better be here to whip it out with us tonight on Wednesday. Oh my As goodness, you can see, we have Inkbox 360. Jason, and then if you add
See?
Wall into
He's
it as
here
well.
with us today.
Always, yeah.
I'm so excited. Hi, Ink.
Hey,
How are you?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm so glad. You just had a show going on too that was crazy awesome.
Mm-hmm. I see you, Playboy XL.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good way to warm up.
What's that?
Yeah, it's a good way to warm up. Yeah, for sure.
It is definitely. All right, I'm going to get my face in here so you guys can see me as well, sharing the love on Angified. Ink, you know, you have been very interesting to me in all the things that you do. You hear me too, right? Am I muted? No?
Mm-hmm.
No, I hear you.
Oh, okay.
I just had to plug in my headphones.
Oh, okay. So, Ink, you definitely, you have my curiosity going because all of the amazing things that you do, things that you build, the shows that you put on, all the love that you share out there with other musicians, when you do your review shows, the information and the little critiques and things. So I want to know more about you, Ink. Where did you start?
Well, we all start
mom
somewhere.
and dad, were they musicians?
My grandfather, he used to be a pianist. He lived in Tennessee for a while. I never met him though, but it runs in my family that we're all musicians and everything. And so for my 12th birthday, my parents bought me a nice little cheapy little Casio keyboard stuff that the kids played. And, I've been doing music for like 20 years, but of course the first 7 years were wasted because I was just mashing the keys like, ha, 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 this is fun. But when I turned,
that's what I did for 7 years.
Oh yeah, definitely. So for like the first 7 years, it was just messing around, just playing around, yada, yada, yada. Then when I went into the Navy, I was thinking to myself, well, maybe I should actually try to do something with this. And then I started doing covers of songs from video games that I liked playing at the time. And I'm like, holy crap, I can actually play this. I don't read sheet music. I don't know how to read sheet music, but all of a sudden I know how to play by ear. And so it evolved to a point to where I could almost play any song I wanted just so long as I heard the song about 5 or 10 times. And I'm like, and I was starting to get really good at it. Like, it was weird. Like after I got out the Navy, I decided, oh, maybe I'll do some live shows and see what people think. And I did my first gig. It was at like a local park area. This person, he hit me up. He said, "Hey, I noticed that you take your wireless piano keyboard outside to the park and you play sometimes," because that's the way I did it. I was just vibing out outside with my keyboard and everything, and I was just chilling. And then he said, "Hey, I got a sweet mixing board. I got a whole audio board with some 15-inch loudspeakers and everything. I think people would really enjoy what you're playing." And little did he know that I was just doing cover songs from video games and stuff. I'm like, I think the kids will really enjoy it. I'm like, okay, sure, why not? So he had a stage set up and they had all these lights and everything. This was my first big gig. I think it was like he paid me for, I think it was like $150 for like a 1-hour show. And that was pretty much like a warm up for the other band that was going to show up.
You're lucky you got paid on.
Yeah, the first gig.
You got paid on your first gig.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't get paid on my first gig.
I'm Jason. Good to meet you.
And I'm Angie, and that's Tony.
It's 50 degrees here where I'm at, so Fahrenheit. So that's cold for me.
It's snowing here, so it's got to be cold enough to snow.
So where are you guys? Like, which states are you in the US?
I'm in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
I'm
cool.
in Maine, north.
Is that like
Maine
East Coast or where? Okay.
Yeah, they're
Tony
both on
and I
the
are
East Coast, and I'm on the West Coast. I'm in California, so it's a big difference.
Yeah.
Not only in the weather, but in the time too. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. I used to live in. I was living in Seattle for a year.
Oh yeah.
Quite some time ago, because I was before I became a full-time musician, I was working in IT. So I was working with Nordstrom IT. Back in their headquarters were there, so it was cool.
So you know how
And
the weather.
the music scene is not. Yeah, the weather was like cold, and I mean Seattle was quite a rainy. But I love the city was great, like musically and just.
They do have a good music scene.
Music scene was awesome, and also the whole topography of the place, like just the bays and the. I used to live by the bay, and it was pretty cool. Like just like nice to go for a hike, or it's very green and nice place to live.
Well, I have to.
So it doesn't just rain every day.
Not really, actually.
I have to say congratulations.
For?
When I received your message on Facebook, you're the Global Grammy nominee. That album is absolutely beautiful. Your album.
I'm not a nominee yet. just submitted.
It's for, submitted, but that's why I said for consideration. But your lessons.
But I hope. I was like, oh my God, did you get some inside information? No. Next week we'll know, I guess.
Yes.
Well,
but
I have to tell you, your album is absolutely beautiful.
Thank you so much, Andy.
The
that
way
really...
that you are able to take different genres of music and stick them into that format And the music, the way that it is orchestrated and all put together, it's just absolutely beautiful.
Thank you. That's so kind of you to say.
And I love how you mix the whale sounds in that one song. That, like,
Oh yeah,
I
did
was
you know
listening
actually
to it,
we figured
and
a way
I
to
didn't
use the
realize
whale.
that was the name of the album.
No, the album's called Lessons in Love, but Whale Song was one of the tracks. But we actually figured a way to get the whale sound using delay and a string bend and just put a lot of reverb and delay, and you just like slowly bend, and it sounds like 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 the
Wow,
humpback.
you guys did that with an instrument?
The instruments,
What
yeah.
amazing production!
That's very.
But there were
I
actually
thought
a
for
few
sure that
real.
was real whale.
There were also
Wow, I
real
thought for
whale
sure that
sounds.
was real whale sounds.
Yeah. And right at the end, there were whale sounds, just like at the outro of the track and stuff. But the rest of it is all simulation on the guitar.
That's very cool. Yeah, I like
That
that.
is so impressive.
Thank you.
You
Thank you,
just blew
Tony.
my mind there.
Tony.
Let me ask, when you started music, did that come from mom,
Me?
dad, family? Yeah, where did it come from? Because you're such a natural.
I think I started learning Indian classical music when I was a kid, like maybe 5. But the guitar and everything happened at when I was 16, and then yeah, I guess I just started liking singing English songs. I mean, so interestingly, like we speak English at home and stuff. Also, it's not like I mean, it's more like a first language. So I think I started thinking like in English when it came to songwriting as well. So then I just like, I don't know, it just happened, I guess. I don't even know how. I think I just started seeing things around me that were happening, and I would pick up the guitar and just emote with it, and the song would just happen. And we started, like, we had a band back in college when I was 16, and then so it kept going. Like I kept having bands like wherever I was, in whichever city I traveled to, and then ultimately I started writing songs when I moved to the US. Actually, I think it was the IT monotony of the IT job, which I was like, okay, like I used to come back from work and then sit with the guitar and write. And I think that's actually where I did my first gig of original music. I think 2007 or something, where I wrote songs of my own. Otherwise, it was covers and things like up until then. So that was actually cool because I think the audience in the US received the show well. And so I thought, like, okay, maybe people might like my songs. I should continue writing them seriously. And so then I quit and came back to India because I couldn't be in the US on the visa I had. Because I had a visa for IT, not for artist or anything. So yeah, then I came back, and that's how the journey began. Actually, it was cool. But I think like I also learned a lot along the way from by jamming with different musicians, and I think your influences get like on Whale Song. There was this Australian guy. He came for this gig I was playing in Delhi, and he was just like, hey, we should jam. And I was like, yeah, cool. So after the gig, when we were playing, I was like, oh, this sounds nice. And then so I think it's like also about the uh, continuous sort of interaction with different artists and listening, just keeping your ears open. That sort of
That would
helps build.
explain your diverse world sound, considering like
Yeah, I think
your music background.
maybe, yeah, I think it's a lot to do with like also because when you travel to different places, you pick up like on the local, the music sonic vibe of like when even in India, like the city where I grew up was very influenced by Indian classical, but then in the south, I worked in Bangalore, and there was a lot of rock music that was happening there. And then in Delhi, in fact, interestingly, there's a big jazz scene in Delhi actually. There's
Wow,
piano,
that's
jazz.
a lot of contrast.
Yeah, there are a lot of jazz musicians, and I think Seattle was a lot of grunge and whatever. Like actually, a lot of different kind of music that I was listening to. So then I think it kind of seeps into your work somehow. All these things that you're hearing. And also being in from different cultures, like in the Indian music has a lot of so I don't like to traditionally keep my songs very Indian sounding, but there is an element here or there that creeps in, like an instrument. Like in the first album, there was like sarod and a flute, like on different songs. So it adds an element, but it's not like a traditional, traditionally like sitar and tabla, like what you generally expect. Like,
do you write traditional songs, or do you just write contemporary songs, or have you written traditionals before?
I have. No, by traditional, what exactly do you mean, Jason?
Traditional to India's style of music.
Yeah. So I'm from Kashmir. So my second album was kind of like a blend of Kashmiri folk songs and then their translations into English.
Right.
The idea of the whole album was like, so I'm not sure. Do you guys know a lot about, I mean, have you heard about Kashmir or anything?
A little bit, uh-huh.
Okay, so basically, it's like there's a lot of. It's a very. It's the most beautiful state in India. It looks like mini Switzerland or something. But unfortunately, there's a lot of terrorism that happens there because Pakistan wants to own that piece of land or something. So there's always like terrorist activities. I mean, like somebody gets shot or something happens. So what happened is that when I was a child, my grandparents were kidnapped by the terrorists in Kashmir, and a lot of the Kashmiri Pandits were forced to leave because the terrorists wanted to make it a Muslim state or something. So they said, if you don't leave, we'll shoot you guys or whatever. So a lot of people left, and then my grandparents got taken away by the terrorists. And luckily for us, the police did some rescue operation and they got saved. But what happened is that they decided. So after that, they came to live with us. We were not in. We were living in another state at that point, and they came to stay with us. But after a few months, they said we want to go back and live in Kashmir. And to me, that I asked them, you guys just got kidnapped. Like, why do you want to even? Like, I don't know. Don't you think it's a wiser thing to just like hang around here? And they were like, no, because it's our home, and they said that it doesn't. No matter what happens, your home is always your home. And to me, that really inspired me
and
to
it's
explore.
hard to just give it up.
Exactly. Yeah, it's hard, and it's your connection that's so strong. And for me, I wanted to explore that love for Kashmir. And so then I started doing a lot of research, and I felt like the media always just talks about how beautiful it is or how terror stricken it is, and there's nothing else they talk about. So I wanted to help the world see a more humane side of this place, like through the culture and through. There's also like in some radical Islamist belief that women should not sing, and some women that tried to do that were shot, and like
What kind
some
of mentality is that?
yeah, there's some radicals that believe. So I wanted to also highlight that a lot of the Kashmiri poetesses were actually women that were famous. So a lot of so this whole album was kind of like to help the world see a more positive side of Kashmir, and we wanted to do that as an experience. So we crowdfunded this whole visual piece of the album, which was used. The money was used to make videos and animation and everything, and we would do this traveling audiovisual show where we play the songs, tell the story, and show people, so that it's more of we want to kind of use it to help drive change, like in perception.
Very cool. I like
In a
that.
way.
Yeah.
That was cool. And we came to the US too. In fact, we played in Chicago. At a lot of the Kashmiri Pandit that migrated came to the US, and they have an association called the Kashmiri Overseas Association. So they invited me actually, because I couldn't afford to pay for the
They all came
band.
and watched you play, and they came to your shows and stuff. That's really cool. Supported you.
Yeah.
That's great. That's really cool.
So that was.
Hi everyone. Thank you so much for joining us on Whip It Out Wednesday. Tonight we're whipping out RLT Boogie.
Say hi, everyone.
Hey,
it is so nice to meet you.
hey, it's nice to meet you too.
This is awesome. I have so many questions for you.
Well, shoot.
Yeah, she started teasing me with your tracks last night, saying, "Get ready."
Okay.
That's right. Yes. So I have to ask, like, where do you hail from?
Decatur, Alabama.
Nice. Did you were you born there?
Yeah, born and raised.
Nice, nice, nice. So who were your
Home is where the heart
inspirations?
is.
Like,
Do what?
who were your inspirations?
My
Because you don't
inspirations?
sound like you're from Alabama.
I really don't. Well, I have a lot of inspirations. Like I like listening to conscious rap, you know. So it's like there's some artists I pull from, like Mac Miller. I like Tech Nine a lot, Greaves, you know, stuff around there. I also am inspired by like some heavy metal, rock and roll a little bit too. Like
Nice.
And R&B. I'm big on R&B too. So I like try to blend all those genres, kind of.
Oh, you span genre.
And you're not kidding about the genres. You picked the right ones. Those all contrast each other, but they also complement each other when you can blend them like that.
Yeah, yeah. And I used to have my music used to be way different, you know, when I was first finding myself, but now I've found my style, the way I do my music.
Well, how old were you when you started?
Do what?
How old were you? Like when you first started music?
Well, I've always went to church a lot, you know, a Baptist church, and I used to sing in choir when I was younger, like I would say 8 till 10, 13 years old. I was 13 when I really started writing music though, when I got into hip hop and stuff like that. I used to do poetry a little bit too before that, so that kind of helps with where I'm at now with my music.
Was there specific authors?
Poetry is like music writing.
I can't think of many off the top now. I really didn't read much. I mainly just wrote my own and just did my own stuff.
Okay. Was it inspirations from like people around you? Like at a 13-year-old age, like
Yeah, there was a few people around me. Like I met this one guy a long time ago. He wasn't really a rapper or whatever, but he used to freestyle a lot, and he would get me to freestyle. And then I met some other people that was like, "Hey, freestyle," and I wasn't good at it. But then I started freestyling, and that made me want to write music. And then I got better at freestyling, and then yeah, so it just all kind of came now. And like, I haven't done music in years. I've only been back at doing music for like almost a year now.
Really?
What
That's
got you
really
back in?
mind blowing.
What got you? Was it all this COVID shit? Like, I need something to do.
No, I had a son who was 6 years old and he died in 2019. And I was going through a lot of, you know, depression, and then I was married and my wife left me and I was really down, you know, and the only way I could get out of that was to write my feelings down, to write how I felt.
Yeah.
Come back
and
to
a lot
your
of
roots.
I had a lot of friends.
Sometimes music's the only way to power through that stuff. You know, sometimes music is the only way.
And especially with church and being in choir and prayer.
Yeah, I had a lot of friends too pushing me too. That was like, man, we missed it when you used to freestyle. We missed it when you used to write music. Like you could really do something. I met the right people, and now that's what I'm doing.
That's awesome.
You should really do something.
And you're never allowed to quit again. Okay, you have fans, so you're definitely on top of friends. You got fans.
I really appreciate that.
Where did you get your technique for your hooks?
My hooks? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
the hooks that you write in your songs. Like, I want to know more.
Yeah, you do got some hooky shit.
Yes.
They're so easy. It's like I'm just hanging out. I'm just chilling. And sometimes I'm with a friend or sometimes by myself. I play a beat and usually the hook just comes. It just comes to me. And it's usually from freestyling too. Most of my stuff comes from freestyling and then I just write it down.
Now, I know you were talking about music. Do you play any instruments?
I actually don't play no instruments.
Okay. So where do you get your beats?
Well, I have there's a few people I get beats from. There's I don't know if you ever heard of Riney Beats. He's pretty big. I get a few of his beats because he makes a lot of acoustic beats. But there's also someone local that I'm starting to get beats from. I'm gonna start messing with him now because he's local, and I'm trying to support him. He's called Seven, DJ Seven. He's pretty fine.
Nice.
Oh, Ange loves numbers.
I do. My number's 3.
Okay.
Well, that's 2 3s plus 1.
It is. It is. So where do you plan on going in the future? Because your song, like you're coming out with like hit after hit after hit, and even like your videos, like the one video that we will play tonight, like just the way that you painted it, shall I say, because that's what you did. You're an artist, and you literally painted that picture in that video like perfectly with that song.
I appreciate that. Yeah, it just like I wanted my first video to be something cool too. I didn't want to come out with a generic video. So
yeah, a little slideshow video, because yours is well done.
Yeah, I kind of just want to go. Like I'm really love what I'm experiencing. Like as soon as I joined the game, as they called it, I've performed at least more than 100 times in a year. I've been so many places, and then people look at me all weird at first, but then when I start spitting and they see what I'm about, they respect me and they all want to work with me and all that. And just that part alone is the fun part, because it's not just my music, it's the other artists that I found by doing this music. Like I became a fan. Like I don't even listen to mainstream anymore because I listen to all the local.
Where can you listen to mainstream anymore? I listen to what Ange plays. That's the better radio.
I feel that.
And it's pan-genre, so you'll never know what you're gonna get. I play it all. So I know you said you like metal and rock as well.
Yeah.
When you were growing up, who were the artists that you listened to?
Well, I do like, classic, AC/DC, Journey, Metallica.
Oh, yeah. Those are the classics.
My favorite metal band has to be System of a Down.
Nice.
Good choices.
I really like how they go from mellow to heavy, like in a lot of their songs. Like I really
now, what's your favorite to perform? Like when you're performing, what do you feel the most natural in? Is it the hip hopping? Is it the rocking? What makes you really get your groove when you're?
I mean, I have a song called "Love the High" that every time I perform that, I just really love performing that. People really feel that because I do a performance. I have usually a girl I pull on stage and she'll perform it with me.
Hey, that's how to do a performance.
Where's that video?
There's one on YouTube. There's a few on my artist page on Facebook too.
Awesome. So I know you said you have the YouTube, which I'm going to share that with everyone in a moment. And then you also have the Facebook. You have Instagram?
Yes, I do.
Right?
That's it. At RLT_Boogie.
Sweet. You guys better go like, share, and follow.
I'm also on all platforms too. So I got a bunch of music on all platforms. iTunes, Spotify, and it's RLT Boogie. Just look me up.
Nice.
And nowadays, that's how you have to do it. You gotta diversify and spread out.
Yeah, you can just Google me and I'll pop up. So.
Yay, and we're live. Hi, everyone. Thanks for coming to Whip It Out Wednesday. Tony and I have a special guest for you tonight. We have our own BandLab T-Bone. And I can't wait to see what he has in store for us. I want to pick your brain.
All right, let's do it. It's an absolute pleasure, y'all. Y'all already missed a pre-warm-up convo, but You know, these seem like some great people, and they're definitely doing something really good here on Band Lab. So, you know, y'all tune in weekly, see what Miss Angie and Bo Tony's got going on. And they're going to show love, man.
Well, tell us a little bit about yourself. When did you start writing music? Because you were an amazing lyricist.
Thank you. I'm truly humbled. I'll be honest, you know, being raised in the ghetto down south in Texas, you know, you pick around and you see what's going on in the environment. And the funny thing is that I actually didn't fit in, right? I didn't. I mean, I had my hair slicked back like it is now, but it was gelled down, you know, shirt tucked in, all that. And I mean, we ended up in the smack dab of the hood in Lamarck, Texas. And I noticed that, you know, like classmates and stuff would be looking at me funny, like, man, who's this new kid on the block? And so they ended up checking me, ended up getting into a lot of fights and whatnot. And see, I say all that because originally I was a sketch artist. I love to draw pictures of cars, Dragon Ball Z, my favorite WWF wrestlers, stuff like that. You know, I was always quite creative, and I think it was inherited through my grandparents. But anyways, well, you know, down here in the South, you know, we do like this country slang rap, this real kind underground, you know, gutty, but it's still very soulful. And so it really just caught my ear, and I stopped drawing at 12 years old, and I picked up the pen and pad and I started writing my lyrics. And that's really just what got me jumped off. I just took my art and channeled it into something completely different of what was going on around me. And believe it or not, that actually wasn't a good idea at first. So that's pretty much what got me into writing. That's what got me into writing music. Was that right there? Basically, my environment.
That's a lot.
Go ahead, Tony.
I was going to say that's the flow I went. I started with drawing and then went to music around 12. Went from the visuals to the audio.
Yeah. I definitely, you know, I salute anybody who loves to draw and who loves to paint. Like, I'm a big Bob Ross fan, and I don't care what nobody says. He may be eccentric, but him and them happy little trees, man, they'll take you places. They really will. He's a great artist. But if you take that and you're able to do that to somebody's imagination, now that to me really stood out, because I'm like, wait a minute, I'm not seeing anything, but yet I'm literally painting you a picture, a lyrical picture, if you will, before your eyes. And you know what they say, you know, is a picture's worth 1,000 words. Well, what do you do when you rap? You probably hit about 1,000 words per song. So there's your picture, you know. Beautiful. Anyway.
Absolutely, and that's what you're supposed to do.
And that's how Ange always.
Things. Yeah. Paint that picture.
Yeah, that's how Ange's storytelling always is visualizing through descriptive words. That's why she's the lady of lyrics.
Already. You know, I haven't got a chance to really flip through your page or really anybody's, you know. Being a full-time dad, you know, it's between that, running my business, it's made it really hard for me to even get on the lab and show the love that I've been wanting to show. I mean, I've only been back for like 2 weeks, and now here I am talking to Tony and Angie, baby, let's go. You know what I'm saying? So it's just crazy, you know. And you know, I support all you young artists out there. You know, Angie was gonna ask me at some point, but I just need to go ahead and throw it out right now. If you want true inspiration, you know, don't ever give up on your dream. I don't care what it is. You know, if you want to make shoes, you make the best damn pair of shoes you can. And even if you don't sell one pair, go back to the drawing board, make another pair. I promise you, before you know it, you're going to be the next Jordan, or you could be the next entrepreneur. And it's the same way with art. It's the exact same way. You can go as far as you want in this business and in this industry and on this platform. Mr. Ryan Walton was actually the one that told me that he's the real Ryan Walton right here on Band Lab. So he told me that, and it stuck with me. So, you know, great words to live by.
Amen. Even if you just make it for you, that's a start.
Yeah.
Make it for you, and then next thing you know, you're making it for everybody else. If it solves something in you, it can solve things in others.
Yeah, most definitely. You know, the beautiful thing about music is that no matter what genre it is, as long as it is true to one's heart, as long as it's true to oneself, then others are going to relate. You know, that's why you got people down south like, yeah, we jam screw and everything, but you know, we'll put a Korn album on real quick, like, yeah. So I mean, it is what it is. If it's real and it's authentic, then people are going to relate to it.
Oh, I think y'all know who it is. Too late, chill, T-Bone. When it comes to the game, only got a tidbit. Misfit, but gifted, screwed up with a drill bit. Sobered up and found nobody to chill with.
And I got it. Recording in progress. There we
go. We're here with Dule, Chillin' T-Bone. What?
Southside.
Hey.
All right. So this is so exciting. You guys have this EP coming out, right? Yep. I'm so excited about this. The Chilled Bone.
Yeah. Chilled Bones, man. Dule, Chillin' T-Bone. At it again.
Yes, That's it. Yes. I'm so excited. This album is like awesome. It is awesome. Like it is magic. You know, I was listening to it and I was like, holy crap, this is great. Like, I can't wait to share this out with everyone. Like, I know when you sent me that message with the whole collection tee and you're like, here, pick whatever you want. Like, I can't choose because they're all freaking brilliant. They're all brilliant from start to finish. Absolutely brilliant.
Well, thank you. You know, Dule's style makes it really easy for me to write and to come up with concepts because I look for those different sounds inside of the beats. And I got tired of just doing regular trap beats and stuff like that. And Dule could still bring a nice hard hit with his bass, but in the same breath, it's like his beats are painting a story, whatever his story is. What you got, Dule? Why don't you tell us a little bit about the concept of your beat making?
Concept of my beat making in general usually starts out with a good strain of cannabis. And from there, it depends on what is in my surroundings at that moment. So usually I'll have something like, I'll have the TV on, not like I'm watching TV. I just like to have the sound so it sounds like people are in the room with me. And then, but I'll pick up on whatever I'm hearing. And that's just usually what comes to the beats is something, I don't know, just triggers me. I'm like, oh, this is going to sound really good this way because this, and then I just throw stuff together and hope that it sounds good.
Well, so far so good, man. Keep that shit coming because that's what inspires me. It's the same way with writing. It's like I basically am just taking what's happened in my life and trying to hit it with an Edgar Allan Poe feel. Like I want to hit it with like that poetic side, not just regular, hey, I got money, or hey, I've done drugs, or hey, I do all these things. It's like, no, I want you to hear the story behind it. So what I'll do is I'll sit there, and as I'm reminiscing on all these life events, it's normally based on an emotion that I'm feeling at that moment, at that time. So if I'm feeling sad or something, or if I just found out there's a loss in the family, then the next song you may hear from me is going to be something real deep, real personal. But then again, if, you know, I just got done wrestling with my kids and, you know, I got 5 cups of coffee in me, well, you're about to hear some hyped up, come on, let's get crunk, you know, writing style. So
grab your cape.
So, yeah, grab your cape, man. So Angie, do you want to get a roll on this? What we got going? What's going to be the first one?
Well, we can go ahead, and I know you only have a limited time. So what we'll do is I'm going to ask you about the pieces, and I'll put the pieces in later. So that way we can make sure that we get all about these songs, all about your creations, and all about both y'all's art, because you guys definitely inspire me, and as well as others. You know, Dule, your beats have inspired so many to write and to come up with creations. You know, you may just think that's something in the background that you hear, but the creations that you come out with, it just drives people to say, I have to throw down on this. Like, this is such a beautiful background painting.
Right.
You know, and you've got the clouds in there already, and you've got the green grass, and somebody comes in and they're painting their little swing sets, and, you know, just making your masterpiece come to life, you know, which you may have just started with, you know, something going off in the background, but your creations that come out of that have definitely inspired others.
Oh, and I appreciate that, as well as everyone that uses any of my beats. I always love hearing what they come up with.
Yes. And I know you've collaborated with T-Bone, you've collaborated with Lord Cynic,
many
you
times.
know, and many others. So you're definitely an inspiration, you know, to all of us artists.
Oh, thank you.
So, yes.
Definitely,
So,
Dule.
I love you, oh loves. Do you have thoughts? Do you wanna share them with me? I love you, oh loves. Oh, do you have thoughts? I'd like to share mine with you. Can we share?
Rawr.
Are you gonna spread love or hate? Are you gonna spread love or hate? Are you gonna spread love?